Hey, how's it going? Miners are still coming down, so I'll have to peek at them in a little bit. And I think the oils. PKD, we mentioned that yesterday. Sea of green. Do some cherry picking. Just a daily for now. PQ. Bitcoin's way up as well, over 4 grand. Need to get it over 44.50. AXAS, mentioned that. Just took off. HK coming out of the pattern there. Very nice. Looking for volume. Looks like Jibo came all the way back in after the previous break. It's a support buy there. JNUG for a double bottom, possibly, on the 60-minute chart. A 2-bar pattern on the 5-minute there, over the 8. Let's see if we can get support. Got a lot of volume on that 5-minute bar. Looks like it came back into support. Let's see. It's a 1-minute bar. And the support buys here. Broke out, came all the way back into support. Make sure it holds. Support is the best buy. Over the 34, back into the 34. Let's see what happens here. Make sure support holds. Got a double bottom whipsaw. You get back over previous highs. Come on, JNUG, get over. Haas is on its highs again. Oil is kicking. Zion waiting for this one to break out. Watch this one for a breakout. TGA. JNUG looks good. Watch for the previous high breaks. In and around 8:30. Boom, boom. Previous high breaks. Intraday breaks. Boom. Nice. Over the 34, back in at 34. PKD. Someone had rig and that's just taken off. No problem with that one. Let's check the weekly on it. The monthly chart on rig. I mean, previous high breaks. It's got to get over the 34 on the monthly, but it's crossing over the 34 on the weekly. Looks like it's going to handle the resistance pretty handily. Previous lows. Teso is coming into resistance as well. Weekly chart. JNUG still trying to fill it out. Get over the previous highs. Stay above previous highs. Build, build, build. Previous highs is your support now. Lithium's in accumulation there. Watch that one for a breakout above. Looks like it has a little whipsaw too. JNUG for the win. Previous high breaks again. It's a little extended from its averages, so watch out for any kind of steep pullbacks. I'm going to leave this one here at 1830 for support. HTBX. Oh, I know what my problem is. I know what my problem is. There we go. Oh. That looks great. Maria came into previous breaks, came into support already. I got higher lows throughout on the averages. Breaking into previous lows next. Riding up the range. JNUG coming back into the averages. Make sure this previous high support holds. Bitcoin is furious. I'm not a bubble. Bitcoin has to take out the double top. The head and shoulders top. I got the left shoulder, right shoulder, head, shoulder. I got to get above the left shoulder previous highs, but it's on a steep incline. It is gonna come over the 34 anytime. It's at resistance. It has support. So back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Let's pop it above 4.4. I would say 4.450. Take out the previous high for support, and then all it has to do is a little blip across the previous high. I mean, Bitcoin could do that in a day. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Looks like lithium's the best miner today, I guess. Hi, Maria. Good morning. Yeah, if 5,000 breaks easily, yeah, I think so. I think you're right about that. I got to do the measured moves again. 5,000 was the end of the measured move. Back into 3,100 was the measured move. Did all of that in one day, and then or a few days. But I think the measured move, just in my memory, would be let me see. Hang on. This is just from memory. I think it'll go to 6,900, man. That's the measured move, 6,900. But so far, it's kept every measured move from the beginning of the year when it finally broke out. But 10,000, no problem. I agree with you. I don't like miners. I can't handle it anymore. There ain't nothing going on. Lithium's up 15%, and that's it. Crazy bastards. Bitcoin JNUG holding the previous high, riding support on a tether. Yeah, there's a new coin coming out every day. Crazy. IMNP. I'm not sure if we ever mentioned that one, but it took off this morning. It's average. You can see the average volume versus the volume this morning already. It's already, but if you didn't catch it before, there's no way to catch it because they did it before open. All the market makers were having their day before the slaves come in, and then they start selling back to the slaves. Really sucks. If there was an equal playing field, these people won't be so arrogant. That one just ranked. OPGN, I got a previous high break coming. Looks like it's got some good volume. I've got previous low, previous high situations coming in. Previous high breaks. Watch that one for a break. OPGN. Good volume on the open. And I haven't got into 10 pay yet. Where do you trade the 10 pay, 10 at 10x pay? What symbol is that? I know Neo. I can get that on Bitfinex. But there's a new coin coming out every day. I can't keep up. Sorry. Damn. Everyone's buying drugs, I guess. Look at these things. CHEK breaking previous highs. It's got low volume, but it's going to have an average volume breakout, so that's good. Watch for previous lows. I think 2 o'clock is going to be a high on this one, but it is breaking a bottom. Damn. This one's accumulating PRTO. It's got a nice little consolidation pattern here. Watch for previous high breaks. Crazy not to be on oil right now. JNUG still hugging support. At a previous high break, support's on a tether. Damn you, JNUG. Support did not hold on that break. I got a lower high. Now I'm looking at double bottom, higher low now. It's got to hold support. Comes the volume again. It's got a lot of work to do on the way back up. No falling star. I didn't notice that. Stupid chart. Keep this straight. PKD, watch that one. Needs volume, but it's got a nice little chart. That J curve on the weekly. Pop. I'm looking for a 25-point gain on that. Into resistance on the weekly. Yep. I got a higher low on that 1 minute. looks pretty weak. I got a lower high with a falling star on the 1 minute, but now I got a higher low. It's got to hold. And this other line over here, that's the other bottom, so that literally has to hold. It's below the 34, so momentum is dead. It's gathering its legs. You can see the cross. It's got a lot of work to do to get it back up here. But volume cures all ailments. It's at an oversold situation. Make sure it holds. It's on a tether. On a tether. Higher low. Our lower high didn't work, so I got to hold a double bottom. No. Below previous lows. Watch for the sling back. On the daily, it is coming into support somewhere, so watch the daily. That's a bearish retracement on the daily. Excuse me. I have to stand corrected. It broke down over the 34, came back into resistance, and now the double bottom. It's got to hold here or it's going to flop over. It is very oversold. But watch for those spike lows into support. I'm looking for a spike low here. That's a pretty steep spike low. It's $1.50 at least. Stupid JNUG. There's the whipsaw right there on the 1 minute. It's got to get back above support. Now we got support at 18 again. Crazy JNUG. No, bearish retracement back into resistance. It's got to come above. It's got to close above support. Coming out of oversold. Got to hold the daily double bottom here. That is a bearish retracement, though. I don't feel comfortable. I'm looking for a rejection here on the 8, on the 1 minute. The daily is going to carry. Stupid JNUG. GBLS, GLBS. I'm looking for a rejection on that 8. Watch out below on JNUG. That's a bearish flag coming into the 8 on 1 minute. That's nice. I like that spike low coming back across that little J curve. Always watch those little whipsaws, huh? I don't know where to put our line, but let me find a previous low. Use this previous low right there. Previous low, previous low, previous high, previous high, previous high, previous high. Looks good over $1, huh? A buyout? Is that a BO? IAG. Are you a nurse, Maria? Because you're all over this biomedicals. Lots of resistance going on in the miners. IAG is hugging support on the daily. It does have a higher low. It needs to confirm that higher low over the higher high. I got a hanging man on the 1 minute now. It's either a hanging man or a hammer, and confirming on the bottom. It looks like a bearish flag into resistance. Watch out below. It's going to gain steam here. That's a rejection. IT analyst. Stupid JNUG. You gotta gather our legs. Try again. It's below previous lows. Comes another bearish retracement into resistance. Got a 1 minute rejection. Watch out below. The broke previous lows on the double bottom on the daily. Pick it up on the cheap. Picking it up on the cheap. Someone's on the bid. I got support at 17 if it wants to come all the way in. It could just save itself, I guess. Anything's possible, but that's a pretty good hanging man confirmation on a rejection there. It's going to crack 18, it looks like. Damn you, JNUG. It's got to hold 18. Emotional spot here coming in. Coming back into resistance. One more time. Let me take care of all my crap. We'll have to keep an eye on this. The first signs to get over that 8. Broke previous lows one more time. Got a lot of resistance now. Stupid JNUG. GVO is a support buy. It broke out, came all the way back in. Watching JNUG to get over that 8 for support. It's going to be a long ride. Looks like I got a little bit. I had a tiny bit of accumulation going on there for a second, but it broke down. Someone with a heavier body just sold it. There's a hammer. Come on, hammer. Nope, no hammer showing. Got rejected. It's very oversold, so watch out. It's coming out of oversold now. Let's get over the 8 right here. Slap it. If you notice the AB bottom, AB bottom, let's cross over that 8, previous high breaks. Coming out of oversold, I got a couple confirmations here, and let's get over price. Price has to confirm over. Looks like 18 might hold. It's got to get over that 8. Pop it over. Watch for the rejections. Ugh. I got a double top rejection off the 8. It's working. It's not confirmed yet. It's working. 25 seconds, 1 minute chart. I got a double top working here. It's got to break that double top over the top. This little double top right here. It's got support on the left, resistance on the right. It's over the 8 now, broken. Into the 13, back into the 8. Let's see if it'll come down. And this is where I'd put my order in at just above 18. See if it'll come down and grab me. Now that I have support, see it'll grab me, right? Get it. Come down just a tiny bit more. All right. So this is where we're working the bottom here. Into the 13, back into the 8. I suppose that I would have got picking up on a market order on the bid there. I got the AB bottom. I got the left shoulder right, the head. Watch for a peak and then come back in for an opposing point for trend. Pretty nice there. Pretty nice. So now I got the right shoulder coming in. Watch for the peak and then the pullback. Or nothing. V-bottoms don't work, so it's got to come back in for an opposing point. Fine trend. At resistance now. It blew out the left shoulder. Getting over the 34 is acceptable. Very, very nice. Looking for an opposing point. It's overbought now. Overbought at resistance. Let's see what'll happen. I'm looking for it to come back in for an opposing point. Fine trend. Plus I got the J curve. I'm looking for the 8 crossing over the 13. When that happens, usually price comes down to make a nice little splash. The left shoulder, the V bottom, right here. I'm looking for the opposing point to come back into fine trend. V bottoms don't work. It makes a pattern. The pattern has to complete. It's a price pattern. It's very natural. Now I got the right shoulder coming in. I got the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder coming in for the sling back. V bottoms usually don't work, or they never work. They just don't go straight up. It comes down. It comes back into an opposing point. And there's the splash. Here comes the splash. Let's see if it'll tag it. This is the right shoulder coming in. And then it's a sling back, and then it'll just thrust right out of there. That's okay, Maria. Does that make sense, Bill? Things don't just go straight up. It has to come back in to find support. Looks like we found support above 18 again. Let me take care of all these lines. So if this holds, you can see the left shoulder, the right shoulder, and then the breakout, the sling back. The V bottom doesn't work. Watch for that opposing point. If you want to really get into that concept, I got that from, where's my details? I got that from, it's in the greatest trading tools. In the description. If you want to learn some very obvious situations. He has a great way of explaining things. He uses math to find bottoms. The balance point I always talk about, I got that from him. The opposing point, I got that from him. There's no other he just has a great way of explaining things. It's in the description, greatesttradingtools.com. I got a falling star on the 1 minute. It may need to find more support. So back and forth, back and forth. That is a reverse head and shoulders on the bottom though. So at the left, the AB bottom, you can find that in the encyclopedia of chart patterns. A, B, and then the right shoulder came in to find support. And then now we're building to change trend, which is the 34 across the 34. Right now I got an inverted hammer that turned into a falling star. But we're still finding support above the 34, a little consolidation above the 34, and then break the previous highs over the 34. That's the flat top break. So let it consolidate. Oh my God. No, sometimes it's just obvious. And once you see the obvious, it's like, oh, I know it's a different perspective. You never hear something like that. It's because it's obscure and it's obvious. Once you see it, you're like, oh, yeah, things don't go straight up. It's got to come down into support. So it finds resistance, comes back into support right away. That's the sling back. Now it's consolidating. Watch the 8 come across the 34 for momentum. It's got to hold though. Patterns can break down. Patterns, I mean, look at that falling star. It's very ominous. Sometimes even a thicker right shoulder comes in. Nothing's guaranteed. It's just following momentum, following the bouncing ball. It's a nice reverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, right shoulder, head, and the neckline there. I need a break above. What was that, 1822? Look how the 8's coming across the 13 now, or the 34. So break across the 34 and then watch for the consolidation above the 34. And in this case, it just kind of slightly went under to catch that 8. Now the 8's crossing. Once the 8 crosses, we got double support. JDST, sorry. Yeah, that looks like a flat top break coming, huh? Two-bar pattern over the 34 here. Let's take out that reversal bar on the top. And then all gangbusters. It's a nice little pattern. Two-bar reversal there. I don't see a rejection yet, but it is coming into resistance soon. It's at resistance. It's above the 34 on the daily. It's doing what the JNUG did on the 1 minute here a second ago. Watch for previous high breaks for JNUG. It'd be a nice little flat top break. Take out that spike high. The 8 is over the 34 now. I got a nice little trend line going. Watch for the previous high breaks. That'll confirm this whole pattern when making a new high here. Looks like PRTO just took a little previous high break there. Look at there. My alert, my trend line alert went off. Previous high breaks on PRTO. Looks, it's low volume, but stay above support. Eight-minute. Watch our previous high breaks on JNUG. Looks pretty strong out of this little pattern here. Right up that range. I got previous lows coming in 1830. You get about that 1830 spot where we were before. JDST on a 8-minute. Where's your divergence at? Is it on volume? Steely's using GAN waves. Yeah, Maria loves Elliott waves too. So I use the Elliott waves too. I just very simply 1, 2, 3. I'm not used to counting the intermediate waves though. Look at the hammer off of the right shoulder there on the 1 minute JNUG. Which indicator are you seeing divergence there, Maria? MACD. All right. Let me see what I can do here. TSI. I haven't used the MACD in a long time. Watch the previous break here on JNUG. Boom, boom time. Need to get back above 1830 for that support line we started with this morning. TradingView won't let me have more than one indicator because I'm a cheap ass. I'm not a professional like you, Maria. JNUG still trying to get over that previous high. Hugging support now. I see the divergence on your true strength indicator. I know. I refuse to pay service. I don't think it offers very much. I was trying to get. Does that mean that you're bullish on JDST? Yeah, I'm pretty cheap. So what they offer is, oh, you can have more than one chart open. You can use more than one. Yes, I am paying for it. Medved, I've been using Medved for like 20 years. He used to own Quote Tracker. He sold it to Ameritrade. And then recently Ameritrade scratched it. So this Medved is his second attempt to. Medved is a trader. So in my opinion, his platform is geared around traders. And there's a reason why Ameritrade would scratch something that's so convenient and easy to use, you know? This Medved is $20 a month. JNUG on the 1 minute looks like it could just fall over. Ultimately, that right shoulder can come all the way back in. And it could still hold the pattern, but I'd love to see it above the 34. Stay above the 34. I got to be honest, Maria. I think the MACD is for beginners. Hate to just throw a punch out like that. Even though it says you're a professional, I don't know. But it is finding divergences is very important to find trend changes. So it's a nice tool to have to understand what the divergence is. You could make a living just finding divergences. What? KMA. What? I don't know acronyms, man. You're killing me. I'm a guesser. I'm a guesstimator. Hashtag KMA. Kiss my ass. All right, I got you now. Oh my God. When you're really good, you just trade with candlesticks. You don't need all this other stuff going on. Yeah, and everything. All the indicators. If you're really good and you know your candlesticks, the candlesticks tell the whole story. You don't need anything else aside from volume. The volume's not an indicator. Volume is a direct reflection. You always need volume. But candlesticks tell the story. And that's the Japanese, that's why they have all these crazy names. Dark cloud cover, the hammer, the doji, the butterfly doji. All these little things, these are all just storylines. So the chart in Japanese candlesticks, it tells the story. And a lot of times the story is told before the news, because once the news hits, you're a day late and dollar short. So if you're a news hound, you're following late news. You're following the chart that's already been happening, and the news comes out, and you're late. That's why the oil chart broke out, and then all of a sudden everyone's on the news. Oh yeah, oil, oil, oil. We saw that pattern break before the news. I used to be a news hound. And once I figured out the story is told before the news comes out, and then I just turned off all the news, all of it, all the noise, the indicators, everything. But this W%R, this is just an experiment, and I really do like it. There's a lot of indicators that are really nice, but that's all they are. That's just an indicator. It's an indication of price. Price, you don't buy off of indicators. You buy off of price action. Previous high breaks, support buys, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But that's just the way I was trained. I didn't mean to upset you on the MACD. Moving averages, convergence, divergence. Yeah, the math. There is math in these waves. That's why I love the 8, 13, and 34. And then even on my indicators, I use the amplifier on my T3s, which is just an exponential moving average. I use the golden ratio. And then I use the 34 simple moving average to find the center of those waves. It's the closest that I can get consistently on the center of the wave. So over the 34, below the 34 is where the volatility hits. You can see the rejection here on the true strength, rejection, rejection, and now the build. And this looks like a bearish retracement on JNUG right here. It's coming down into a low. I don't know. There's a million different ways to look at it, and we all come to the same conclusion oftentimes. But ultimately, yeah, math. Comes down to the math. What's his name? Greatest trading tools. Down here in the description, the greatest trading tools. Reversal dynamics. He'll show you how to find the math in it, the geometry of it. JNUG over the 34. Let's see if we can break over the 830 or 1830. Balance dynamics. It'll show you how to trade those channels. That balance point that I always talk about. Channel surfing, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He makes it simple. I love simple. It is a little bit expensive, but it's well worth it. You won't find any kind of education like that anywhere, I don't think. You study enough of all of these different approaches, you come up to the same conclusion every time. Is that what Gann calls it? The opposing point is the kickstand? That's pretty cool. Yep. The V bottom doesn't work. Comes down into opposing point and finds trend, and then we use the kickstand. That's pretty cool. 1830 right here, breaking it. Nice little bottom pattern. Finally, the right shoulder was a little extended. Made a double bottom on the right. Broke the top. Now a larger, oh, here we go. See the larger reverse head and shoulders now. I didn't open my chart enough to see that. So there it is. Nice. I wasn't paying attention. It holds the rally bike up. See, we all come to the same conclusion, just different preference, just a little different perspective. Well, just a parallel universe all coming together. Damn, JNUG. I wish I would have saw that little break. I wasn't paying attention. The larger reverse head and shoulders. I was stuck on this shoulder over here. I didn't open it up. Apologize. JDST. Yasmin, what's going on? Let me look at silver. There's my EOS. Looks like I got a little kick out of EOS. So got to get back over 17. crazy. I got the AB bottom looking. I got the left shoulder head possible. Higher lows. Back over the 8. Little whipsaw action there. Still got to get over the 34, Yasmin. That's a 60-minute chart. If it does what JNUG's doing, I mean, we might have a little whipsaw bottom here. It's coming back into resistance, Yasmin on the on the daily. It's got to really do some work here. The 8's crossing over the 34 on the daily. That sucks. Yeah, finding divergences is very, very, very important. It's one of those important things you need to learn. I'm below the 34. The 8 crossed over the 34. Momentum is coming back into resistance now. Into resistance. Has got to break that resistance before it's got to make it. It's got to hold here and make it sideways pattern. I'm thinking it's not going to hold here though, because it broke down, came back into resistance on the daily. So on the daily on silver, I'm looking for that 3 wave. That first time over the 8 rejection, the second time over the 8 rejection, the third time I'm looking for a little cross, and that's the daily chart. So on the 60-minute, that 8 is the 34 now. So I got to get over that 34. I'm looking at 1 try. I'm looking for a second try. And then on that third try, I'm looking for a cross. Here on the previous break, I had a into the 8 here, rejected into the 8. There were 34 here, and then the consolidation here, and then the pop. They just smacked it. They just keep smacking it down, and we have to keep trying to get back over. Just keep buying physical, that's all. Yeah. Divergences are very important, Maria. I know that. I don't usually look for them. I just use my little averages back and forth kind of scenario, but you're right. Where is that JDST? JDST just put a lower high on the 8. It's got to hold support. Falling star on the 1-minute JNUG, so it's going to come back in a little overextended from its averages. I got a huge falling star on the S&P. 60-minute chart. Yeah, falling star. Could be a hammer or an inverted hammer, but right now it is a falling star off the 60-minute chart. Dollar coming into support. I got a double top here, 2-bar reversal on the Dow, came across the 34, back into resistance, back into resistance, back into resistance, rejection, rejection, rejection. But it's gaining momentum as I got higher lows, but I've got a 2-bar reversal and now the double top. So it's in a pattern. 60-minute chart Dow. Let's see who wins. It's very overextended, I think. As soon as I get some time there, Steely, I'm going to watch my GAN videos. I forget what they're called. The Ultimate GAN something? Hang on, I'll find it. No, I don't see it. Ultimate GAN video, Ultimate. I have it in here somewhere. Ultimate GAN course. Looks about 4 or 5 hours of work here that I got to do. I don't have a lifetime, man. I will look into it though. It's the only course I can find. I used to read everything I can get my hands on. It basically comes down to knowing your price patterns, knowing your candlestick reversals, and getting to know momentum, following that bouncing ball, to me. Price pattern, candlesticks, and momentum. And that's where my, emphasis is in my studies. Looks like dollar's coming into a high here. Previous low, previous high. Riding up that range. Looks like it's coming into a high on the resistance on the 60-minute. S&P held previous highs, but came below the 8, came back into the 8 for resistance and got rejected. So watch this as the little bearish move into resistance got rejected. Watch that. S&P. Dow daily. I'm waiting for this just to flop over. Same thing. 2-bar reversal over the 8, into the 8, and then flopping over. Following the bouncing ball. That's that 2-bar reversal that we've been watching for a few days. Crude, of course, looks like it's coming back into support after a big jump into the 60 range. But the weekly chart is that long-term price pattern, the reverse head and shoulders breakout. Very simply, that's where the news started coming in. I do want to do this for a living there, Steely. I've been wanting to do this for a living for a long time. I'm always getting distracted. Life always gets in the way. The IRS was a big problem for a while. Had to hide with my gold and silver underneath the mattress. That's how I bought my house, my car. Everything's paid off, even the IRS. The bastards. Land of the free. Gold. What is going on with gold? I'm looking at a reverse head and shoulders. It's very it's not perfect price pattern, but I gotta hold the previous lows on the left shoulder here at 1187. It's $100 down, so hopefully we can hold support above the 34 on the day on the weekly. I'm thinking it's just a pop over the 34, back and forth, 2-bar reversal, previous break into resistance, back into support. That's what I'm looking at on gold. It's just being knocked back a little bit further than usual. It's a 2-bar reversal into resistance. The weekly charts. Silver, it's just back and forth until we break out this funk. Everything's in a funk. I got a reverse head and shoulders starting back in May. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Watch that right shoulder sling back. That's always the dangerous part. Everyone gets shooken out. I think it can come all the way back down into 16. SRCI. Is that what, that was the one we were watching yesterday, wasn't it? I was trying to reverse head and shoulders breakout, price pattern breakout. SRCI. Oh yeah, I can't look at it on. Boom, 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 boom. Where is it? I got too many windows open, sorry. Yeah, I'm waiting to break that previous high. So it hit resistance, came back in. Ultimate support on this is those previous highs. That's a weekly. Yes, the bullish break, the bullish retracement on the daily there, Maria. If you missed the break, buy it back at support. Make sure support holds. See how extended it is from its averages? I call that I don't know if I grabbed it from somebody, but I call it the price elasticity. It's like a rubber band. If you stretch it too far from the averages, it comes back in by force. And then the rubber band is able to stretch again. If it gets overstretched, there's too much resistance and it pulls back in from momentum. I call it price elasticity. If it shoots too far, too fast, always expect it to come back in because the rubber band is you can't stretch it. If it snaps, then it takes a measured move, but a lot of times it doesn't have enough force, especially nowadays with the computer algorithms. Hardly ever see band-aids or rubber bands snap. Steely Tan. Watch out for Steely Tan. He knows more than he's talking about. Glad to have you here, Steely Tan, and lots of experience right there. You guys, so, I got to catch up on the messages here. Richard, dust. That wasn't that the inverse? Is it better to chart dust when gold is down? Well, it is the inverse, right? And it's the gold miner's inverse. So I would use the inverse of GDXJ. There's too many derivatives to keep track of, but I'm guessing that's the one to watch. GDX, the miners, because dust is the bear of miners, gold miners, right? As far as I can tell, dust is into resistance. So either watch for a rejection or break into previous lows and ride up that range. It gapped into resistance and and now I'm showing a double top at 2570. Nugget. Sorry. Nominal egg just corrected. Dust is inverse of nugget. There you go. Does that answer your question there? Glad we all have these smart people in here. I'm not that smart. I'm not a professional. I'm definitely not trading with Bernie Madoff. That shit's crazy. Who the hell is Harvey Hootkin? I'm gonna have to look that guy up. I'm gonna have to profile Steely Tan here. Does that answer the question there, Richard? Sorry, I didn't respond earlier. I got distracted and everyone's. Nugget back into support. See the stair step into support? That's a nice little consolidation. Taking out that inverse hammer there. The stair step. That's remarkable. It broke out, came all the way back into support. If you saw that, it would have been a great buy, support buy. Price pattern break. All the way out, all the way back in. And now stair stepping into support. Little consolidation phase here on JNUG. Stair, step, stair, step, stair, step into support. Make sure support holds. Our support is the 8, which is previous highs. Damn, sand wire. That's not right. It's not a minor. Support didn't hold. Stair step into support, broke down. Consolidations do break. Come on, JNUG. Get some direction, would you? Oop. Yeah. Looks like PRELF. Looks like the blockchain dealio. Looks like it's trying to find support. It's under the 34 now on the 60-minute. It's going to come back into resistance. It's got a form pattern. I wouldn't chase that one until we get a confirmation. Yeah, the daily chart's coming all the way back into support. Looks like we found some at 18 though. We got a higher lows throughout the day. It's got to hold support. It's just hanging on a thread, and it made a spike high into that 1830 on the open should have held, and it didn't. It broke previous highs, so I think everyone just gangbusters jumped in, and then the fat boys took it down really quick just to snag everyone's and shake everybody out. A little head fake here. It's got to hold support. Stupid J-Nug. It's definitely got to hold that 18. Got higher lows right now. It's pretty nice. Just working with a head fake on the previous high break. Back inside the pattern. That 8 is sitting right at the previous highs. It's got to get back or above there. 1830. Which one's oversold there, Richard? You talking about dust again? MRTX. There's a nice little sharp little U on MRTX, right, Maria? Got a gap high, little sharp little U. Watch for the previous high breaks. Little flat top. The thing is about being oversold there, but Bushy is it could stay oversold for a while if it follows trend. But when it comes out of oversold is when I get concerned. Like it dipped below here. It'll probably dip below so it could cover the gap. Finding its legs. See over here when it comes out of the this is overbought, excuse me. J-Nug for the win. Overbought, oversold. Nugget. Yeah, Nugget's way oversold. On those weeklies, on the miners, it popped to 34. We had a nice little run, popped to 34, and now it's coming back into support. So we're just trying to find support. It's a reverse head and shoulders on these. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Popped, came back in. It's got a hold. J-Nug. I got a lower high now. Back inside the pattern. That dark cloud cover on that bad boy right there. It's got to recover. 2 seconds, 1 second. Dark cloud cover on the lower high. It's got to hold. Look at the Nugget monthly. It's pinched really tight. Hit resistance, came back into support. It's tight. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, pop. The dust. Bounce is coming off of a bottom. Dust can be a bullish piercing pattern on the monthly. Who knows what the hell is going on? I don't know. All these inverses, and I don't see how they exist in the first place. Big old casino game. Dust has got to get back above previous lows. But it does have a bullish piercing pattern on the monthly. Open low, closed up. And isn't it coming to the end of the month here? We got 2 more days of trading for the month. Got to hold support there, Maria. Stupid J-Nug. Pull your head out. Got to hold support. All that work we just did, if it doesn't hold, it's going to come all the way back in. Nice inverted hammer on the daily there, Maria. AUMN. LTC, you talking about crypto? Yeah, LTC compared to Ethereum and the rest of them has not done its price expansion. So I would have to agree with you. It's a nice little flat top there. Hold previous highs. Take out this inverted hammer here. Reversal bars have great resistance support levels. That reversal bar, take it out on the upside, and we'll have great support. That just reminds me of bearish flag, though. Stupid J-Nug. Inverted hammer on the daily on J-Nug. Yeah, you can't force the trade. It's like doing that jigsaw puzzle. The piece doesn't fit, and you're trying to make it fit. You're trying to make it fit, and then you ruin the whole thing. And that's why you got to buy into support. You got to be patient. I'm not patient. I'm definitely not patient. Pegasus mining. Haven't seen this one in a long time. Gapped open, coming back into support. Denison Mines poked its head up this morning on the scan. Stupid JNUG. Get a clue, man. Below the 34 on the 1 minute. I got a head and shoulders top on JNUG. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, rejection. Below. It's got to hold that trend line or it's going to flop over. There she blows. Head and shoulders top on the 1 minute. Stupid JNUG. I tell you what, I'm better at trading other people's money. I got a stupid emotional attachment to the dollar signs. Gonna go see a hypnotherapist. Trading's like golf. 90% is mental. 10% is technical. You get on the golf course, you find that you only need about 4 different techniques to make the ball go straight. But then you get all emotional and you crack. You throw your golf clubs in the damn ocean. Look at the weekly chart, inverted hammer on this one. The pop, and then they come back into support. Watch it climb up that wick there. That's a weekly chart. Got to find support first. All right, guys, I got to go. Thanks for stopping in. Pleasure to see you, Steely Tan, Maria, Bill, even Bushy showed up today. Yasmin, good to see you. And above there was the crypto guy, K7 Jixer. Good to see you all. Everyone's welcome. There's no stupid questions out there. Follow the bouncing ball. Looks like we got some good experience so far in the room, so it's good to see. Yeah, Sluggo is usually here too. Brandon Robinson, thanks for showing up, man. Sluggo's in North Carolina playing golf. He's on vacation. He's usually here trading JNUG, but I got a head and shoulders top on JNUG, and I'm tired of it. Started out well. We had a nice reversal pattern, then we came into another reversal pattern, and it broke the trend line there. So now I'm looking for a bearish retracement back into resistance, make a pattern, and break again. But that'll take a while. Let the patterns form, break the pattern. Wait for that pattern pinch, and take the break. Buy support, take the break. Thank you, Maria. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I guess well, it's only Wednesday. We got 2 more days of trading until the monthly close, so that's important. Let's see what we can do with JNUG. We need to get back above that 19 for a monthly close. That would be nice. Let the pattern form. Don't force it. But I got to go. Let me know what's going on out there. Please comment, share, like, whatever you got to do. Follow me on Steemit. That's where I'm making the money. If YouTube is not doing anybody any justice. So I appreciate every one of you. I'll see you later.